I've asked you guys to come here today because I know that you guys have been having problems as roommates, but I'm just going to mediate because I want to make sure everything is okay with our roommate situation, that no one's violating a roommate agreement or anything. So this is a neutral conversation. Like, I'm not here to pick a side or anything. I just kind of want to hear both sides, okay? So ground rules with that is no interrupting each other while each one is telling their side. Listening is really important. Like, you guys will never know how each other feels if you aren't listening to the story, and you only know your one side. That's what I'm here for, to listen to both of you. And confidentiality, like, I'm not going to tell anyone else, like the other residents, what's going on. Like, if they're asking me what's going on, I'll just let them know that's between you two. So let's share the perspectives of both of you. Do you want to start by telling about how it's been with your mom coming over?
Well, yeah, so basically I've been like chilling by myself for 5 weeks, and it was really nice having the room just to myself, and that's why my family visits a lot. And I'm really close to my family. They live in Colfax, so I see them a lot. My mom, she just wants to help out. She comes like all the time, and she just kind of like tidies up the room a little bit because I'm not used to having a messy room, and I'm used to being just like really clean, and my mom just always helps me out with that.
Yeah. Is she like, does she only clean your side of the room, or how does it go?
You know, honestly, I'm not too sure,
Okay.
but I'm used to having the room to myself, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't know what's my side or her side.
Okay, yeah, because I was aware that you didn't have a roommate for about 5 weeks or so,
Yeah.
and Lauren here is new, so is there any way you feel about that? Like, do you feel strongly about your mom coming over? I mean, it's your family.
I mean, I love them.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way to put it. She's just a nice person. I love my family, and I love when they're here, and I just want her to love them too because we're roommates now.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I know how you feel with that. So, how do you feel about it, like living here now?
Well, it's a change, but at the same time, it's still, I realize now that I do still have a roommate. I had a roommate before, but that didn't exactly work out. And at the same time, though, I had my own space, and I would like to have my own space, and my things are getting moved when her mom comes, and she's cleaning my stuff, which I know I can get messy during the week. It gets busy, but I try to pick up other on the weekends, maybe not all the time, but at the same time it's still my stuff, and when I can't find something and I need to go somewhere, it gets a little bit frustrating. And though she may think that myself and her family get along really well, it's starting to get more annoying than anything if I can't find an iron to iron my clothing.
Oh, okay, so it's going downhill, like when, you know, like I know that you have ROTC and you have to like rush out, you have to wake up early, you know, you don't want to like turn on the light or something, and like you can't find your things when they're there? Like things are going missing?
Yes,
okay,
that's
so
about
that's
it.
what's going on. Okay. How do you, like, is there any other feelings that you have, like, I mean, like, you're saying stuff is going missing, but do you think it might be because of her mother, or is it just like maybe your own messiness, or is it just...
I don't lose things when I place them somewhere. It's more of like, you know, you're messy, but you know where everything is, and I think that's where when her mom's cleaning up stuff, she's also trying to clean up my stuff, so it's like getting placed places, I don't know where it is, and it's like in general, I think that's where the conflict is, and it's,
Well, I'm here to like help with it, whichever thing we're gonna come to an agreement about it. Like, so just to clarify, like you're saying, like, oh, my mom just comes over during the week. Does she come over to clean, or does she come over like just to visit and hang out? You know, like maybe just grab lunch or something, or do you guys just spend all the time in the room and she kind of helps you out, you know, like she would at home?
I think it's kind of like both. You know, she visits because she's like my best friend, honestly. I'm not close with anyone else on this campus except for her. So she comes, she hangs out with me, and when she does that, she just wants to help out in the room, just like home, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a balance of both.
So it's like being at home, like she wants to come here and like carry on the same routine that you guys have been doing, like your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, and I understand that you're close and stuff, so that totally makes sense. And then, I think I got the point of what you were saying. that things are going missing, but you also might suspect that things are being cleaned on your side of the room because you're like, things are, you know, more orderly than they were. And then, like, I know, like, you're not always there, so it can't be totally proven, but is there anything else that needs to be known about this?
Well, it's not always just the whole cleaning, it's the fact that her mom's there a lot, and I get there and it's like, okay, well, this is awkward, I don't want to have my friends in the room with her, and it's just like, I kind of end up leaving even more, and so I just don't feel like I want to be in my room all that much either, so I don't really have that space at times.
Okay. Is that, like, every time, like you know, you guys have said that it was, like, most Wednesdays and Saturdays she comes over, or, like, at least when she has work off. Is it, like, consistently? Like, she'll be over there, like, when you're out of class or something?
Consistent on the weekends, that's for
Okay.
sure, and that's when I don't have class or things going on, so it's
Oh,
like,
so you're in your room. Okay. So, okay, I think I've got an idea about it. Like, your mom comes over to visit every week, like, especially weekends, if she can during the week, and then she kind of carries on the routine that you guys have always had, because you're close, and she's only from Colfax. She can come over whenever she likes. But Lauren is a little bit uncomfortable because, like, there's an adult in the room that she isn't really, like, she doesn't really know, it's kind of like a stranger to her, and she's always in the room, and even though you're family, like, and it's civil and polite still, she does have, like, some underlying feelings, like, okay, why is things being cleaned, you know? So what would you say the problem is? Like, I want to hear it from you guys, specifically, directed with each other.
I guess the problem is just having my mom over all the time. I didn't realize how big of a deal it was to you just because it's like nature to me. Like, I'm just used to being loved by my mom that much, so I can kind of see where the problem is. And I wouldn't, you know, if your mom was over all the time, I guess I'd feel uncomfortable, so I can understand it.
yeah, and I can see where, you know, you probably miss your mom a lot, and it's college, and it's a new experience, so, I mean, as long as my stuff isn't getting moved around, and as long as, you know, it's just kind of communication is happening, I think I'm okay with it. It's just more of a shock sometimes when I get there.
Yeah, so with that, we can kind of maybe decide if there's a solution that we can balance between that, because obviously your mom's never going to stop loving you, and, like, I mean, like, it is a guest, but maybe you guys could decide, like, a balance between the two, like, having your mom there, but then something that can make her more comfortable with having your mom there. Like, what do you think would be a good idea, about how to mediate between them?
I guess so whenever my mom comes over, like, I'll just tell her to not touch your stuff, and then maybe we can just hang out somewhere outside of the room. Maybe she can just pick me up and we can go back to our home, so that way we're not just always in your business.
I feel like that's a good idea. How do you feel about it?
I appreciate that idea too, and even if you do want to be in the room at times, just like letting me know works as well.
Thank you. So agreeing on, like, when she's gonna be there, and then also, like, you know, keeping a balance between, like, home and dorm or residence hall, so that, like you can see each other just as much as you want to, but it won't always be in the room, and then you'll know about it when it is. And then so I also heard you guys mention to maybe, you know, not have your mom touch her stuff, because we know how she feels about it now, for sure. Like, Lauren isn't comfortable with that. Do you feel like that would be a good idea, or what do you guys, is that an agreement?
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know she felt that way before until now, so it's good to hear that. And I'll tell my mom to just stop touching her stuff.
Yeah. Like, she doesn't have hard feelings, she's just kind of concerned and a little bit uncomfortable. It's not just like she can never come over, it's like, okay, now it's resolved, like, you know about it. Does anything else need to be resolved or clarified?
I think that was the big overhanging problem, but other than that, it's all pretty good.
Oh, awesome, okay. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you guys for, like, letting me mediate between you guys, because, I mean, obviously, maybe you're more comfortable figuring this out by yourselves, but sometimes it doesn't always work. So I'm just here to ensure that everyone's on the same page and everybody's comfortable. And also, it's going to be confidential, like no one else is going to know about it, that like there's a mediation, because it's not a serious thing at all. It's not like we have to sit down and talk about our feelings. It's just to make sure that you guys are okay, because no hard feelings. It seems like you guys will probably be able to follow through. And if you do need future help with this or something else, like more serious even, like I'll be here, or more minor, like I can always do this for you guys.
Oh, that's my mom calling. I'm so sorry if you don't mind. Hi, Mom. Yeah,